Yo, what's going on, guys? Savage here. Today we're going to talk about an issue that I really just am deeply passionate about, and I fully believe that there's a lot of truth behind this, and I'm not the only one complaining about it. In fact, every time I look at Twitter or Twitch or anyone else's chat, whether it's YouTube videos or whatnot, everyone's pretty much in agreement. For some reason, Treyarch just doesn't feel the same, and it really confuses me, and I want to discuss it today. And that's the removal of Hot Pursuit and why it matters so much when we already knew that it was going to be a limited time mode. So with the creation of these limited time modes, when we first saw close quarters and we saw ambush and we saw, game modes of such where it was just fast collapse, there wasn't really a big deal when it came to solos, duos, and quads. So whenever the game mode was actually out, if we wanted to play solos and duos quads, the game was still the same speed. It was still fast paced enough to enjoy. So those L teams really weren't an issue, but for some reason, and we're going to get into this reason, whenever they created Hot Pursuit, it gave us what we've never had before in, well, any BR, to be honest, and it was pretty unique with Call of Duty, and it was kind of a good move, but at the same time, it ended up ruining normal solos, duos, and quads. And what I mean by that is solos, duos, quads had a certain meta, it had a certain game speed. People would camp, you would have your campers, you always have your campers, but the most part, at least half the lobby was pretty aggressive, so you'd have a decent amount of gunfights. Dropping a double-digit kill game was not unheard of. It was pretty regular, and we would win a lot of games, we'd lose a lot of games, but at the same time, we would have fun. Winning or losing, raging or not, bitching or not, we would have fun, we would enjoy it, we would play it day in and day out, 12 hours at a time. But now that we had this LTM that brought in this concept of respawning, people just kind of started playing even more aggressive. So we were getting more fights from Hot Pursuit. Now, I'm trying the best of my ability to break this down in simple terms. Whenever they removed Hot Pursuit and Alcatraz as well, people came back to normal solos, duos, and quads with a fear of dying. It was almost like the concept of one life per match was a foreign concept. And there's a lot of streamers and there's a lot of players who got this game solely when Alcatraz came out, and whether it was a free month or not, they actually purchased it when Alcatraz came out. So they were used to Alcatraz, they were used to Hot Pursuit. So now that everyone together is forced to play solos, duos, and quads, people are terrified and people are not moving. So we'll get into a lobby and we'll run around the entire map. We will be lucky to drop a double-digit kill game, whatever it may be. For example, the other night we won 11 games, but I can't tell you, that was the most bored I have ever been in this game because how passive everyone has played. Now you might be saying, well, Savage, that's not the developer's fault, that's the player's fault. And you're right, honestly. I mean, it's a battle royale. People should be used to one life, one kill. We've introduced this new meta of players who are so used to having multiple lives and so consumed with coming back that when they're forced to play Blackout with only one life, they don't know what to do. I see it now. I see streamers, I know players, and nothing against them, but it's so bad. It's so boring on PlayStation. They'll literally switch to their Xbox so they can play Alcatraz. Now, I'm not much of an Alcatraz player. I don't like the small map. I like big maps. I like using strategy to outplay teams. I like using ridges and hills and cover and stuff like that. Alcatraz to me just feels a little bit too TDM, but that's a video for another topic. I feel like this game changed the meta, and we all got used to the meta. I liked Hot Pursuit. I loved Hot Pursuit, and I didn't realize how addicted I was to Hot Pursuit until they took it away. Again, Hot Pursuit was just a game type, and Alcatraz as well. You can put that in there, but Hot Pursuit was a game type that was just action-packed. It was just never a moment without action if you wanted it. If you wanted to hunt people down and go for 20 kill games, you had the opportunity to do that every single game. In normal solo duos and quads, you don't have that opportunity anymore. It's just not there. And because of that, we're all losing our life. We're all losing our love for this. Now, the samurai mode, bounty hunter, is okay. It's not a bad mode. I liked what they did. I thought they had a good idea, but it's just not enough. But it's just not enough for me, and I know for a lot of my community and a lot of players as well. It's fun for about an hour or two. I personally like to solo squad on it. I get more kills that way. but it's just not enough. I can play it for a couple hours and then I get tired of it. And whether it's the hit detection not being there, you swing it on target and him not dying, or even if it's not the case, even if you're slaying out, it just gets boring after a while. Hot Pursuit was something I could sit down on. I could play for 12 hours straight. And whether it pissed me off or not, whether I did good that night or not, whether I got 20 kill games or 1 kill loss, it did not matter. I come back the next day with a smile on my face, ready to play it again. I understand it was an LTM. I understand it was part of the Operation Heist mode. I get it. But it was by far the most loved LTM of any other one ever. It was so popular, people preferred that over solos, duos, and quads. That has never happened before. Close Quarters was an awesome LTM, but you still had your love for solos, duos, and quads. Ambush, I loved Ambush. It's probably my favorite, but overall, still wasn't as popular as Hot Pursuit. Call of Duty had something really nice going there, and they really were probably the first BR to they were the first BR to actually, implement a system of respawning off a timer-based system. Not like Apex, you got to pick up the pack and go drop it off, but you literally get X amount of lives per circle. At first, I wasn't a fan of it, but the more I played it, the more I didn't mind it. And they tweaked a lot of things, and they really, I believe, perfected Hot Pursuit, and it could have just taken over. Honestly, I think the better idea at this point for Treyarch, and this is my own opinion, and please let me know in the comments. I'm not asking for likes or subs. This is truly off the top of my dome piece. This is from the heart, and I really just want to hear you guys' opinion. Make sure I'm not losing my mind, because I feel like I am. But at this point, I really think Treyarch should get rid of solos, duos, and quads and just replace it. It doesn't have to be a Hot Pursuit game mode, but something with a fast collapse system, or even with the Hot Pursuit respawn system. Whether or not you use cop cars with sensor darts or robber cars with the ability to find crates, if you remove that completely, I believe if you implement a fast collapse system and a respawn system, the games would be faster, the games would be more action-packed, people would choose to pick fights. At the time, I did not give Treyarch credit for the innovation they had when they created Hot Pursuit. I didn't. All I did was gripe and bitch about things they weren't doing. But Treyarch really nailed it on the head with Hot Pursuit. This was a mode that was just, for the first time in a very long time, I had a lot of fun with. The content was there, the laughs were there. I believe people truly enjoyed watching it, people truly enjoyed trying at it, and people truly enjoyed playing it. Mesh mine kills were awesome. People loved driving around trying to splat other people. It was just a good time. It was just a great time. And even though Bounty Hunter, is another step in a different direction, and I do like what they're trying to do with it, I do. It's still just too slow. You get to the last 2 circles and there's 6 people left. And that's like what? 25% of the map, 20% of the map left? And then it's just a hunt fest. It's just, games are so slow nowadays. I really don't know what Treyarch has planned, but I feel like this is a step backwards. And I see it all the time in my stream, in my chat, people asking Savage, when are they bringing back Hot Pursuit? And I wish I had the answer. But if they do bring it back, it'll only be for a certain amount of time, and then we're gonna be right back to square one with trying to find a game type that we all want to love. I believe Hot Pursuit was more than just an LTM. It was a meta-changing game type that should have become the new solo duos and squads. Of course, with probably some alterations here and there with the sensor darted cars and the engineer perk and stuff like that. I would agree with that, or you can just leave it, either or. But that game mode right there changed everyone's play style, everyone's thought process, and everyone's strategy to where now in solos, duos, and quads, we're struggling to find people because everyone's posted up camping, not wanting to die because they have 1 life. And again, you're like, Savage, well, that's what they did beforehand. But at the same time, no, it's not. You had a lot more aggression out there. You would get in a lot more fights. People just gotten so used to it that they forgot how to play correctly. And I know a lot of you thinking, well, Savage, they could always, relearn. It could grow back into the system. People will end up playing more aggressive eventually when they get more comfortable with it. But I don't think so. You're going to get your aggressive players switching to Alcatraz when they bring that back on the 7th. And then us Battle Royale players who like to play the 8x8 map, we're going to be stuck with the guys who are camping on a rock guys who are posted up. And this isn't about winning or losing. We still get plenty of wins. I've gotten about 30 wins in the past couple days, and I don't want to seem like a nagger because I'm not winning, because that's not the case. I'm just truly bored. I'm bored. My stream's bored. Other players are bored. Other streamers are bored. Just bring back Hot Pursuit. Hot Pursuit was amazing. And honestly, I'm very upset that I wasn't happy with it in the beginning. Because now that it's gone, I truly understand exactly what I'm missing out on. I come from PUBG, a very, very, very slow game. A very long game, 35-minute matches. You might get 7, 10 kills, 11 kills a game. So I'm used to slow. But this right here is something different. This is a whole nother level of slow. I will literally hunt down people, drive around in vehicles trying to find enemies, and before people would shoot at the vehicles. Now people are so terrified they won't engage. When Alcatraz comes back, that's not going to solve the problem. For a lot of people it will, because a lot of people prefer Alcatraz, but I'm not that guy. Now I know we're getting Ambush 2.0 eventually. We're supposed to get that last month. So I'm sure it's on the table still. And that'll be fun, but again, that's limited. We need a new, faster main game type. Ever since the removal of Hot Pursuit, we'll literally be getting shot at, and as soon as we shoot back, they run. We won't just fight it out, they'll literally run, and we'll have to chase them down and kill them, if we can find them, if we're lucky. It's time to bring back Hot Pursuit. The public has spoken on Twitter. The public has spoken on Reddit. The public has spoken in most of the streams. Treyarch knows that it's a fan favorite. Bring it back. Bring us back to Hot Pursuit, or a mode very, very similar to it. Because as much as I was against respawning in a battle royale, God, these game modes are slow without it. Treyarch, you've created another player base. You've created a whole new play style. You can't just abandon it because, well, you want to. You have to ride off of it, feed off of it. You've created a new mode, a new meta in battle royales that you probably should ride out because it's actually really good. And I bitch about everything. I don't ever compliment. It was actually really good. Treyarch, from me, from 90% of my subscribers, from other streamers that I talk to and watch, from their channels as well, from the thousands of replies on your Twitter that I read as well, seeing if anyone's in agreement with me, we all beg of you, bring back Hot Pursuit.